Chat ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. I'm on mute.
Okay. Hello, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಹರಟೆ. ನಾನು ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟದಪುರ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ co-host Megha Herur, who's actually premiering on our show. So welcome, Megha. Awesome to have you on board. Today we have an exciting guest for you. But before we get started on that, please send your comments and questions anytime through the show on the YouTube link. And don't forget to subscribe. So today, without much further ado, we bring to you Poojitha Prasad, a Bengaluru-based ex-corporate employee turned entrepreneur. So let's hear about how she fell off the wagon and went astray. If you consider, the traditional ways that we are brought up by our parents. So Poojitha, please introduce yourself and tell us about your history, and then keep it informal. And we just want to know about you and how you're doing.
Thank you, Chinmay. Thank you for having me on your show. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and so it's like every other Indian girl, right? So I started studying, and then my parents wanted me to become a CA, and I took off in that direction actually, but something just didn't connect there, and after BCom I just started working. And then I worked in very good firms. I worked in AXA, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. And after a while, I just thought, okay, I think it's high time I do something for myself and do something on my own. And thankfully, I had the support of my husband as well, because he's also been a freelancer for almost 10.5 years. So he knows the in and out of business and how it works if you are a freelancer, if you're not in the corporate world. So I had that support with me also, right? So I just took the risk, and then I just one fine day I just went and resigned without having any plan in mind,
The question, did you resign after you got married or before?
After I got
Okay, then your parents can't question you.
Yes. No, it didn't stop them. Yeah. But yes, I resigned, and then now I had no plans of doing anything. So we just traveled for a bit, and once we got back to Bangalore, like, okay, I think I need to start doing something. I just don't want to waste my time doing nothing. And then just started. So my parents had this catering business as well. So there was a background of the masalas and the kind of cooking, the people, what kind of foods they prefer, and there was a little background there. So we thought, okay, why not we just try out giving out the samples and see the feedback, see where it takes us. So the first one and a half years, we just started giving out samples to people, and we got a good feedback. So that is when we decided, okay, we'll just take it full time.
Yeah. If you don't mind telling us about samples of how did you even think of it? What flavors?
So it's the basic traditional South Indian household recipes. It's like rasam, that's made every day. Rasam, sambar, bisibele bath, mangi bath, and chutney pudi. Chutney pudi is loved in every household now, right? So we just started off with these basic recipes, and that is famous in Karnataka, right? And in Karnataka also, you have a different household making a different type of this pudi. And rasam is different in my house, rasam is different in your house. So a lot of variety there as well. And so far we've seen only MTR that has ruled the market, right? So we just wanted to explore opportunities there as well, because we prefer a different taste of rasam. So so we just wanted to explore that market. So I just thought of, okay, just let's give feedback, and then let's see where it takes. Sorry.
Nice to hear the entire journey. So I had a couple of questions on your business side. So if you guys are okay with it. So the first thing I have is once this idea came to your mind that you want to launch this, so how did it go about the seed funding? Because this is, did you guys have to fund, or did you guys have to find some angel investors, or was it just you and your husband's money, or how did it go about? And a side question to that is, because in India, this is like a very competitive market, right? Every mom and pop shop has this. So what was the main pain point which you guys were addressing, which other shops were not addressing? And so how did you go about finding that niche competency which would give you guys an edge?
Sure. So funding bit, we put in all our savings. So there's absolutely zero in our account now. So yeah, we started off with about initially 5 lakhs of investment, I guess.
In 2017?
Yeah. And from then onwards, it's whatever profit is coming in, we're just putting it back to the business. So we haven't really raised any funds as such. But if we launch new products in the future, we will definitely raise funds for that. Because even raising funds for just the basic hoodies is not something that the investors look for, So you need something innovative or something new, right? So that is something that we are working on. But hopefully in this year or the next, we will raise funds. So what was the second question? Sorry, I lost track of that.
No, because the whole product line, what you have, like chutney pudi, sambar, etc., there are so many mom and pop shops which are already in and around, right? So what is your differentiating factor, or why would someone come to Deccan Diaries versus that? Have you guys thought about those, or what is the advantage?
So one thing is taste. Like I told you, my house taste is different and your house taste is different. So there is always a market for that, and there's definitely a niche crowd which prefers something mild spice, or some crowds which prefer extra spicy. So what we actually thought was, so there are different regions in south of India, right? So we thought of adding new products from different regions. So the unique products that are made at home, like Andhra style gunpowder and flax seeds chutney pudi. Flax seeds chutney pudi is actually very common in North Karnataka. So they have been making it for ages, and the Niger seeds chutney pudi as well. They've been making it for ages, and we got to know because of the marketing bit now, right? They're saying flax seeds is very healthy, and that's how we got to know. But then it's been used, right? So we started adding products from different region. So we have 2 products.
Yeah, go ahead. Complete your thought.
Yeah, so we started adding like that, and that is something that's unique about our brand, because we have pudis from different regions here, and it's not just Karnataka now. So initially we have started with only Karnataka, but then now we're just we're exploring. Yeah.
ಸೊ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಹೇಗೆ ರೆಸಿಪೀಸ್ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು?
ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಅಂತೂ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. Yeah, we love to travel, and we love to taste different foods.
ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಥೆಗಳು, ಏನೇನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು?
Okay. So main travel, the one that is the most memorable one is the Himalaya trip. That was just after I quit. So that was 1 month of travel. We just traveled to Spiti Valley and tried different foods there. Over there it's mostly Maggi and Thukpa. So that is very famous there. But otherwise, illi Hyderabad regionally, we started off tasting different foods. And it's not just restaurant food. So illi Nagarjunanalli, we get that Andhra style gunpowder and taitala. So we went to people's homes, and then we try. So like contacts kelkondo, can they help us out? Can they make this pudi for us? Atara request madi. They were very kind enough. They helped in making those pudis for us, and then serving it to us. And so we went to Hyderabad that way, and then we went to Badgi Uru illide. So that's where we get those Badgi chilies, right? That's very famous there. So what we get, what I used to get in Bangalore was like the quality, different qualities to get the Badgi chili nallu. So we wanted to understand a little bit more about that. So we went to Badgi Uru to figure out what is the quality difference there, right? And yav variety nalli yav color baratte, yavdralli jasti khara baratte. So all that, we went to those particular urus and then started exploring, and then we started adding those pudis and stuff.
ನೈಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾಪಿರೈಟ್ ವೇವರ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಾ ಅವ್ರಗಳ ಹತ್ರ?
Illa, they were very sweet. No, not really. They were like happy to share, so far, thankfully, it's been good so far. Yeah. But hopefully, I mean, maybe in the future it might, if it takes off in a different way, right? Yeah. I would love to give them credit, definitely. Yeah.
Poojitha, one question from my end. So Nimdu, do you guys, I see your brand in Amazon or in India, Amazon and Kelu product lines there. Do you guys also have like a B2B partnership, like any big retailers store display ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ direct contract with restaurants where you're shipping something, ಆ ತರದ್ ಮೋಡು explore ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ is it just direct B2C?
So we started off with Amazon, definitely, but then we added restaurants here. So before COVID, it was picking up in a big way, but COVID stopped it all. But then the restaurant order is picking up again. So that's the big amount of orders that we get, of course. And B2C, Amazon, of course, COVID time it picked up, but then after that, it again slowed down a little bit. But retail stores as such, we haven't really explored too much because I feel we have to market it a little more for, there are too many options out there in the retail market, in the stores. So we need to put in a little more effort in marketing and then go to retail. So we are just holding off on that. Yeah.
So since you brought up COVID, one question on that. So do you guys ship, outside Karnataka or outside Bangalore as well? Or is it just in and around?
Yeah. From Amazon, it goes to all over India.
Right, because it goes, with Amazon, they have Amazon fulfillment, it goes through, right? But when you do a B2C customer shipment, how has COVID affected your fulfillment line of it? Saying, you will produce it, but henge ship ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, or what are the constraints what you fought during this COVID time? Just a journey, that will be good.
So for me, so Amazon that way has helped me a lot, So whoever contacts me directly, I ask them to place an order on Amazon because they come home, pick it and go and deliver. Yeah. So, it's convenience end of the day, right? So I took advantage of that. So I still haven't really partnered with couriers, because this is working out pretty good so far. So in case the scale is it takes off, then I may, of course, having your own courier channel is better. But for so far, as of now, Amazon has worked the best. Yeah. So I asked them to order on Amazon and they are okay with that.
So,
and if someone really says, I can't, madam, Amazon guys deliver at the open market packet kalsidare, if they say, then I asked them their address and then of course, COVID time I used to tell them, sorry, so no other choice, we didn't want to take a chance of going out there. No.
Yeah. So ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ? ಅಡ್ಗೆ ಮನೆನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಗರಾಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ?
ಅಡ್ಗೆ ಮನೆ ಶುರು ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಲೈಕ್ ಅಡ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ 40-45 kgs ಪುಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. So but we thought it is best to shift to a unit. So now we have shifted to Srirampuram. This is a small house that we've taken. So we have a separate room for packing, we have a separate room for roasting, and so it's pretty streamlined now. But yeah.
Nice facility ಇದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿನ ನೀವು ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ದೇ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿನ ಅದು?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್. ಓಕೆ.
ಸೊ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಏನೇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಇವಾಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಪುಡೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. So it's mostly dry items.
Okay.
So no wet. Yeah.
So Nimdrali, since you said flaxseed and all that stuff, right? So as part of your marketing or placement, do you guys source it like from organic source? So the organic pudi versus this ataranu and product lines, are you guys thinking on those lines? Because
no, not really. So we are targeting mostly on natural products and not just organic, because we need to cater to the mass market also. So organic is very a smaller section of people comparatively. So we are targeting on natural and no preservatives and no colors added. So we are mostly focusing on that. We have vendors where we trust those vendors. So we've been working with them for quite some time, and we know that it is a good quality product. So it's the trust is already set. So we buy only from them.
How did you choose your vendors actually? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ for example small batch chocolate manufacturers ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ we fly to Honduras, we fly to Guatemala, we taste the chocolate beans, and then we know the farmers directly, and so we source it from them to cut out the middleman. ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. So how did you find your vendors, and how do you take advantage of scale? ಅಥವಾ is that sense of direct farmer connection at ಬೇಕಾ? ಹೇಗೆ? How do you grapple with all of that?
The direct farmer connection we did try. We tried to work out a direct farmer connection when we went to Badgi Uru, and we tried to have that connect. But the problem was those farmers need in tons order. So I understand their point of view, because they need to make their livelihood, and it has to be a secure set purchase order, right? So we understand that, and that's how. So the first year went in all this, right? We went to the farmers Uru, and then we figured out who is the person here who is dealing with the farmer, because it's easier for us to get it from here when it's a smaller quantity. So it's all dependent on quantity. So that's how we started, exploring, and then we started checking the quality. So now I can see one particular product, and then I can tell that okay, this quality is good and not good and stuff like that. So it's based on experience mostly. Yeah, and of course, setting up the vendors also, it happened over time, So we met a lot of people. We went to a lot of events as well, and then met a lot of people, and then figured out who is the best and who's not. So of course, everyone will say, I went to this place and did this, and I don't really. I go by my judgment. So whatever, yeah.
You mentioned Amazon has been helping you a lot with the fulfillment side of it, right? Yeah. Was there any other social media like the Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp stuff also help you in either promotion or sales? Any thought?
Yeah, actually, Facebook, they had this grant program for small entrepreneurs. So we had to submit all our, they were helping people who were affected with COVID. So we had to submit our details, and they actually gave us cash. So that was very good, that was very helpful for us. It was a small amount, but it was good. So Facebook was pretty helpful that way as well. And yeah, so that was one thing that helped us during COVID. Yeah.
That's awesome. We have a question from one of our viewers online, Raghu Upadhyaya. Who are your competitors now, and what are the negatives of being a small business and not a huge enterprise?
Competitors is MTR, Eastern, Shakti Masala, name it, and they're there. And there are so many homemakers also. Like there are so many people in Bangalore, especially. My next door neighbor makes it, and maybe she might be selling it also. So she's a competitor for me. So there are many competitors that way. Yeah. And what was the other question? Sorry.
Yeah. What are the negatives, according to you, of being a small business and not a huge enterprise?
So of course, the reach is always a challenge, right? So I'll have to pump in a lot of money for marketing. So getting in money, investment is a big challenge for small-time entrepreneurs, unless we are funded by angel investors, or so it is a challenge, of course. So we have to put in a lot of effort in marketing. That is something that holds us back. So, and also standardization is another thing I would say, because in small entrepreneurs, the machinery that is used for standardization, it is very expensive. Right, it is almost 1.5 to 2 CR or something. If you want the best of the machines, or at least in lakhs, 22 to 30 lakhs. So a lot of investment goes there, right? So yeah, that is the biggest challenge, I would say.
So there's a follow-up to that. Besides taste, what is unique to Deccan Diaries, if any?
So we are trying to add very unique products as well. So we have added vinegar, that's coconut vinegar, that is sourced from Goan homes. So, products like this. And we also have the Neera jaggery that is procured from Neera. I'm not sure if you know about Neera. That's Tengin Mara Humbale idella. Adrinda they extract. So toddy gottala.
Yeah.
Toddy munche, the first extract that is taken from the tree, the sap, that's Neera.
Okay.
So that is very nutritious, and that has all the magnesium, potassium, whatever you name it, it has all the vitamins, and it's a very nutritious drink. So we have Neera jaggery with us. So such unique products, we actually experiment, and we go and procure such unique products and add those to our brand. So it's not just about puddies or so uniqueness in this way, yeah.
Awesome. Actually, ನಂದು ನಮ್ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಟ್ನಿ ಪುಡಿ ಮುಗ್ದೋಗಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಇನ್ನು 1 ವರ್ಷದ ಮೇಲಾಗೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಚಟ್ನಿ ಪುಡಿ ಮುಗ್ದೋಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾನಿವಾಗ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗಿಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ?
Hopefully soon, because I'm trying to get into Amazon.com. So the process, it's in process.
Excellent. I wish you haste in that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Poojitha, over the course, you mentioned your husband has been supporting you in this business, right? But apart from your husband, how many members are currently in your team? As in company, like who are the main, do you have like board of directors? I mean, I'm just asking. It's a small business, so it could be just you and your husband, but just an overview. And what are your plans for next like 2 or 3 years from now?
So yeah, currently it's just my husband and I. So it's an LLP, so we haven't really added anyone else. But working, namge 2 women idare who work with us, and they are pretty good at their work. So they take care of cleaning, roasting, packing, and everything. And my parents, of course, they are supportive. And we are looking to add few others in our business. So it's still in talks, very initial talks. So let's see where it takes us. I wouldn't want to comment on that bit at the moment. Yeah.
And because for your business, getting the right recipe or coming up with new recipe is an interesting side, right? So who is the brain for it? Is it you, or is it your husband, or where do you source inspiration for new recipes?
So my husband, he also likes to try out different recipes, and I mean, not to make, but eat, of course. So he would have tried something really nice, and he'll come and say, okay, why don't you try this in that restaurant, adittu tumba chanagittu, or in this place ittinzide tumba chanagittu. So he gives me a few ideas here and there, and then I try, So I try, and then I give it for feedback. I don't really take my own feedback. I give it to people who eat spicy food, because actually I don't eat too much spice. So I take the feedback from them. So it's a combined effort, I would say. So, and some of the friends also, try madu tumba chanagide, and the friends are also very supportive here, So they keep giving me ideas, and they're like, okay, it's Kelidya. This foodie is very famous in this place. And they keep giving me ideas.
Very nice. That's awesome. So on that note, how much of your day is spent in dealing with business and logistics, and how much on ideation and product creation and actually being that person making things happen with the product?
So I would say almost the whole day goes in that, because
in the product.
Yeah. So product ideation, of course, I make something new, and then we end up eating it alla. So uta adge madange agutte. So we end up experimenting also. So that bit is taken care for lunch and dinner and stuff. And then product madake, yeah, of course, I have to be at the unit. Almost like 8 hours goes there. So yeah, so almost the whole day is in business. So we're always thinking about business.
Oh, that's nice. So hagidre logistics and promotion ಆ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ connection vendor relationship ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ. So how's that separated? Does your husband deal with that and then you deal with the product? ಆ ಥರನಾ?
So my husband, he's a UI UX expert, so he takes care of the packaging bit at least, so that I save up money in that bit. So he's the designer behind the packets and the logo and stuff like that. So he takes care of that, and he, of course, if at all I need help with going to the market, if at all, he helps me with that as well. So initially I used to go, and then I used to go on my Activa, get like 50 kgs of bags and stuff like that. So now it's slowly changing. So he used to help me with those things as well. So yeah. And logistics adu. And then otherwise Amazon, like I told you, they come home and pick it and go. I mean, they go to the unit now and then pick it and go. So that is taken care there. And I'm slowly trying to reach out to the vendors and ask them to deliver all the raw materials to our unit itself, because it helps, convenience. So I still don't have anyone who can do all that work yet, since we are still too small. Yeah. So it's all me. I used to be the delivery person also. Yeah.
We have another question from online from one of our viewers. How does the whole wave of organics impact a traditional business like Deccan Diaries? You touched upon it earlier. It's not that big anta helidri. Is it still true, or is the fad overtaking you, or is it regional? Bangalore nal jasti organics ide, but there's not a fad for it in other regions, Atharana?
Yeah, that's true. Bangalore ide, but other regions are still in now. Maybe Andhra ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದೆ, not another. But so Bangalore, it's a mix, I would say. It's not completely. Not everyone is into organic, and no, I don't see that trend at all. It's so because I myself don't take organic, so I prefer natural and no colors added and stuff like that. So it's it's not too much yet. Yeah. And cost-wise, yeah, it's very challenging for middle class and the lower middle class people. Person, it's very, very difficult to afford organic. And especially if it is a family of 3 or 4, it's very expensive. And considering this situation and COVID situation, it's very expensive for people to afford that. Yeah.
So with COVID, do you see a bump in your sales, because now people are not going to the stores to buy things, right? So the online order percentage jaasti agidya, or do you see a drop in it, or just how has COVID affected you in your sales or in your life as such?
COVID, so right after lockdown, it was actually good for me, because mine is considered as the essentials. Amazon only, I started getting a lot of orders, and I didn't have labor, and I had to shift the entire unit to my home, and I was sitting, and my husband was also helping me there, but he had his own work as well. So we had to sit and do everything, and we had to, it was tough, but it was good. It picked up pretty well during COVID for us, and that was good, actually. Yeah. But now, see, this thing is hoodies mostly, Alva. So I need to give it at least 3 to 4 months for a repeat order or something like that. So it is slowly picking up. I wouldn't say it took off like how it did right after COVID, but then yeah, it is slowly picking up now. Yeah.
So supply chain nalli ಏನು breakage ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ COVID ಇಂದ? You were getting your supply from your vendors correctly?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So because it's groceries, right? It's essentials. So that helped. Yeah. There was
nice.
no problem there.
Right. Another question. How easy or difficult is it to penetrate into South Indian markets? As you mentioned, your next door neighbor can be your competitor. And North Indian markets, they mainly use garam masala, athara alva. So their palate typically doesn't do well with spicy food. But what are the nuances you've found in terms of penetrating these markets?
So South India, of course, it is a big challenge, and I don't think I'm targeting South India also, because a lot of them are already doing, and of course the taste buds. It's for everyone. It's like their mom made is the best, right? So our taste yaargu baradilla. So, but North India, surprisingly, I used to think that way as well. But surprisingly, they eat a lot of bisibele bats. They eat a lot of sambar. And they eat a lot of chutney pudi. I am surprised because I get most of my orders from Bombay, Delhi, Goa. So it's not that they are not open to trying. They are. And maybe the taste that was something that was not matched all this while. But a lot of them enjoy South Indian food, and they look forward to eating it almost every day. Idli sambar is very common, and I was surprised as well. I really thought it is very difficult to crack that market, but no. So maybe taste, that is something that really appealed to them, I guess. So, yeah.
It's true. Another question for you. So you mentioned your orders with restaurants, hotels ninda ella ivaga slowly pick up ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ during COVID ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗೋಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So are you facing any uphill battles with MTR in restaurants or ನಿಮ್ ಪುಡಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಥವಾ what is your strategy in getting into restaurants full-fledged?
See, restaurants, of course, MTR ashte alla, there are so many other brands, right? Price is very competitive. Matching the price that they give for is very hard for me at the moment. So I am just targeting people who are ready to give me that kind of money, because of the scale, right? I mean, if I move in like hundreds of tons, then it's okay. I can bring down the pricing that way. But then some of the restaurants I supply to, they like the taste as well. So it's been good so far. But yeah, otherwise price is very competitive. And a lot of them, most of the restaurants, they look at only price. They don't look at taste or quality.
Right. So ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀ ಪುಡಿನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿಯೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಪುಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಶೆಫ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they give the feedback whether they liked it or not, because it's better that way, because the chef is going to be making it, right? So they have to figure it out. Yeah.
So ಈ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ is there like government level quality test ಆ ತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು are there things involved, or ಆ ತರದ್ದೇನೋ you never came across?
So we have to have the FSSAI license. So that is the mandatory. In our unit we already have. So restaurants ask for that as well. So if we have that, they are okay with that.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ health compliance atra code matching atraneella ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? Okay.
Yeah, they come and check. They come and check the unit, and they come and check the house. So they say even if it is a home unit, it is allowed, but they need to you need to have a separate space for making all this, and the hygiene has to be maintained and stuff. But they come and check all that. So that's in process. Yeah.
So one generic question: what has been the best compliment you have gotten from your customers so far?
So far, I mean, a lot of them have been saying this is the best sambar, this is the best wangi bhat. So yeah, it's very difficult to pick one, yeah.
But again, have anybody complained which have helped you learn and improve your product as well at the same time?
Yeah, I've a lot of complaints. Lots. More than compliments, complaints sometimes.
Hey, how do those complaints reach you? How do those complaints reach you?
So they post it on the website. No, we have a contact as Israeli. So they send mails. So one customer, he praised the chutney pudi a lot. He's like, it's so good, but then the other product, he really hated it. So he's mentioned in that. He's told me that you lose your customer base. And the next day, I get in Amazon feedback. I really love this pudi. When is it available? When is it going to be available? Please let me know. So it's like, one person hates it, one person loves it. So yeah. So that's an example. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so subjective. Taste is so subjective.
Yeah.
ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದು, true. It's very, very hard to crack the food market, but I know there is a market for everything, so that's okay. Yeah.
Right. I just want to remind our viewers again, please send your comments or questions. We will wrap up in about 5 minutes or so, but please do so and also subscribe to our channel.
So Poojitha, one general question. So what is success to you? As in, what does success mean to you? As in, like having more customers, or basically bumping revenue, or keeping, getting re-engaged customers, or what is basically success for you? Again, this is an open-ended question too.
So yes, all of whatever you mentioned, of course, but of course, I want Deccan Diaries to be a name out there, so I want everyone to recognize Deccan Diaries, and I want at least one product should be there in each one's household, if not all, if they don't prefer everything, at least one, so that is something that that will be a sense of achievement. But yeah, a small step as well. So for me, getting on the Better India, that was one of the success. That was a step, a step for me. And then being on podcast with you all, it's another step for me. So that's it's all adding to my success. So yeah.
What would you say is your flagship product?
Oh, okay. Chutney puri.
Okay. ನನಗ್ ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ, ನನ್ಗಾಗ್ಲೇ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಜೊತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಬ್ಲಾಂಡ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ ನಂಗೆ ಬೇಕು.
Sure. I'll see if I can ship it.
Thank you. Well, viewers may not know, but Poojitha and I went to the same school, Bengaluru, JP Nagar 3rd phase nalli, and we actually haven't seen or spoken to each other for a little over 2 decades. So reached out to her yakandre namdu school members della ಒಂದು WhatsApp group ಇದೆ. Ali, one of them posted the article that that came out on Deccan Diaries and Poojitha, and that's how the connection happened. And I think we can do so much more in terms of marketing, Poojitha. Just use your network.
Yes, that's true. I'm getting that now. Thank you so much.
Megha, any other thoughts from you? Any other questions?
So generally, so as we were talking marketing and promotion, right? So have you worked with anyone else saying you buy something and this goes as free and the next product is pricing? So Athara Denaro thinking, or has it been in progress, or is it coming up, Athara?
Free nanu kodadilla. I know. So yeah, but I know the customers want something free or some offer. Definitely, that is something that will attract customers. Also, that is the consumer behavior. I can't really change it, but so far I've not given any offer as such. But then going forward, I will definitely have to. And so again, all that works when the scale is picked up. Otherwise, it's a big pinch on us, right? So we have to see our profits also. So we are working on that. We are, if we add new products, we are coming out with new products now. So we will have those offers coming up. So yeah, that's the only way to go. I know.
Nice. So do you ever get tired? ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪ ನಂಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಂತೂ ಎದ್ದು ಹೋಗೋಕೆ ಮನ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಸ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆತರ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ?
Oh yes.
Okay, good. Then you're normal.
Yeah, and so many times, right after quitting, I was like, oh, I think high time I get back to the corporate world. I used to miss my salary. I was like, oh no, I don't have any money in my account. A lot of times, but there is no other choice. Now I'm already in it so deep, and I have to push through. So of course, there are days when I want to just chill at home and not do anything. So Sundays, I usually make it a point not to do any work, because otherwise it gets to you. So, but if there is work, there is always a challenge. So that is something that I also enjoy. So when I'm busy, right? So that is good. That is good. So I look forward to working as well. So yeah.
So how easy is it? So barring COVID, how easy is it to actually take a vacation? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ corporate job ನಲ್ಲಿ okay ನಾನಿನ್ 10 ದಿವಸ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, but this is your own business.
Yeah, it is not easy, but thankfully I'm in a business where we can travel and then explore other opportunities, other flavors. So we end up planning in such a way that we go to such a place where we can taste new food and see if we can get some recipes also. So that works for us. But yeah, illi operations nodkolake my parents are currently helping out if I'm not in town. But I cannot afford to take a long vacation. Yeah, it's max 3 or 4 days. That's it.
Well, we wish you all that success so you can.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Remarkable talking to you, and also it's a very bold step, and I wish you all the best. I mean, this is great.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. It was lovely talking to you both, and I didn't realize how 45 minutes passed. So yeah, it was good session. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ನೀವು ಬಂದು ಪೂಜಿತನ್ ಕಥೆನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ. Please again subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to tune in another couple of weeks with another guest on Idu Startup HaraTe.